If driving is a religion in California, it's a religion with a lot of sinners. And with many of the tickets they get, especially speeding tickets and other moving violations, the rise in insurance rates is often far more costly than the fine. But in California, what the insurance company doesn't know can't hurt you.
These are road signs. Well, they're not actual road signs, they're small representations of road signs. If there were actual road signs, they would be much larger, and everyone would be ignoring them.
Ron Green is a stand-up comic who works for the well-known Improv Comedy Club. But on this night, the audience he's working is a captive one.
But I wrote a check, but they told you cash. No, they didn't. Yes, they didn't. No, they didn't. Yes,
He's one of the instructor comedians at the Improv Traffic School, one of nearly 500 traffic schools in California, where drivers can go to hide their violations from the insurance company.
Sometimes getting a ticket is terrifying for somebody, particularly when you get the first one. But after you get one or two, then you say, hey, let's have some fun. Let's go to one of these wacky California traffic schools. And it's part of our culture now.
Part of the culture.
Okay, take out your road sign chart. Let's begin. Warning, watch for bicycles on the roadway. What's the next one left? Camping. Or there's a woman in class a few months ago, I'm not making this up, look at this sign and said, tent crossing.
Well, when I got my ticket, I chose one run by the Improv Comedy Club.
I realize it's not your fault. Your life's a living hell. You're here for something you didn't do. You're on a traditional work day. That means one of two things. Either you had to take a day off from work to come here, or you're not gainfully employed. Pretty much either way, your life sucks.
For this, I had to pay $29 on top of my $128 ticket.
This is Jan. So, Jan!
It was like an AA meeting for people with accelerator addiction. And everyone, including the minister in the front row, had to confess their transgressions at the altar of our teacher's barbed humor.
So what caused you to sin so grievously? Were you possessed? Okay, Judy, let me help you. A stop sign is a red, octagonally shaped sign with a white border around the edge. If you're going slow enough, you'll notice these 4 letters in the center of the sign. Now, these actually stand for something. They're an acronym for Stop to Observe Police.
Ron Green made our required 8-hour sentence seem like about 8 hours, but still it was enjoyable. And amidst the one-liners, this comic taught with authority. Before deciding to obey the law, Ron collected 57 tickets. What took the lead out of his foot? Not traffic school. In fact, Ron agrees with DMV studies that show traffic schools don't cure bad drivers. He says that only comes from a change of attitude.
I'm not like asked or anything. I'm not going to sell him a set of tapes and make him walk on coals. But I say, this is it. You can choose to use this stuff or not.
No tricks to avoid police. Green preaches responsibility in place of blaming the cops or the other driver for what you do behind the wheel. And most of my classmates seemed impressed.
I think I care more about how I drive on the road now, for my benefit as well as for others. And I think he did a really good job of imparting that.
If I'm late for somewhere, I'm going to speed, but maybe it helped a little to enlighten me.
She'll be back. In fact, studies by the DMV show that not only do traffic school graduates often return, they stand a better chance of getting into accidents. Personally, I plan to beat those odds. Mark and Laura, back to you.
All right, Jeff, we're all trying to figure out how fast he was going to get that $124 ticket. At any rate, Dallas Raines is still recovering tonight. He'll be joining us live from his home in just a couple of minutes for his first public appearance in weeks, and we can't wait to see him. But first, Johnny Mountain is here with the forecast. Johnny?
If you're in Los Angeles looking for a few laughs, here's some advice. Get a speeding ticket.
Let me give you my definition of defensive driving. Here it is. Look for cops!
It's one of the easiest tickets to get in Los Angeles, and nobody wants it, yet no one in this audience can leave before the show's over. It's the law, because the ticket that got these people here was a traffic ticket. This is traffic school, LA style.
Boo, we hate you, you mama! I have acquired in my driving career 57 moving violations. What? You got 57 tickets? How can you teach traffic school? Because it takes one to know one. Well, in other states, they're just baffled. They don't understand the concept of traffic school, first of all. And then comedy traffic school, they're just going, oh my, it just has to be in that granola area, you know.
In California, there are hundreds of traffic schools on the state-approved list. After 8 hours of class, the state waives your ticket and your fine. The most popular are the comedy schools, which have surprisingly become a comedy circuit in their own right. In addition to being able to test new material on their students, the comics say these classes also give them a real opportunity to be discovered. After all, with many of these schools located in or around Hollywood, you never know who's going to be in your class.
Well, I've had Richard Dreyfuss and Sally Kellerman. I've worked in about 3 commercials and 2 films. I got my, I signed with ICM for voices, and I got my commercial agent from traffic school. These are people who wouldn't even talk to me. But, you know, you get them locked in a room.
Ticket price inflation has hit traffic schools head on. This week, the $48 fee jumped to $130. But one school still gives every violator 2 free passes to the Improv Comedy Club.
Now there's something to laugh about.